Being in the Grateful Dead is in no way privilege, and I mean it doesn't exempt you from anything particularly, and it doesn't, you know, and as far as the rewards are like this fleeting existential kind of reality, where really the most important thing is the gig that just happened. You know, that's like all of it. Everything that we've done is culminated in the last note that we played. And if it was a bad gig, it's like there's nothing but suicide, you know. Really, I mean, it's like it seems like the only reasonable thing to do is to end it all right now and forget it, you know. But the hope of that there will be a better one, yeah. The hope that there'll be a better one, you know, is, you know, like that's the ever-present possibility that things will change for the better. And luckily they change for the better often enough so that, you know, it isn't complete darkness. But the nature of the experience is such that it's just balanced really on the most recent experience, and just really none of the rest of it, no matter how good it's ever been or anything like that. If the last gig was a bum one, God, that's when you're stuck. You're sort of stuck there.
Do you get suspicious if you have a streak where you have like
then I start worrying. Then you start worrying. Yeah, you start thinking, what's going to go wrong?
Maybe I better this
Sure,
up.
It's just like that. That's exactly right. I mean, that's exactly the kind of change you go through. You do go through those. I mean, I've gone through so many of those kinds of those things, all the way up to and including just the thing of perversely just trying to make it be as miserable as I possibly can.
Sick masochism, I think is the term.
You can, I mean, but I wouldn't want it to have less range than that, you know. I mean, if it had less range than that, we would be cutting it off somewhere short of what its full capacity as an experience would be, you know what I mean? Seeing as how we're living our life, you know, through this medium of Grateful Deadness, you know, whatever that is, you know, we're using this as a medium. We definitely want for it to have as much room as it could possibly have, and that means it should be able to incorporate all the shading and all the changes that you could possibly put yourself through. You know, it should have that much room. Otherwise, we would be making it too small. It wouldn't fit. Being in the Grateful Dead is taxing in a way that nothing else is. I mean, when it's hard, it's the hardest thing there is, and when it's easy, it's magic. You know.
When is it hard?
It's hard when it's hard. There are times when it's hard, when it's a certain kind of difficult. I mean, it's not
when the
not
sound
something.
Is bad and you have
well,
to pull it off.
No, it's not as simple as that. It's not really quite black and white like that. It's like let's see, what would be like it? If things aren't happening really perfect, you know, then the Grateful Dead is like really hard work. If things are happening in some kind of special way, then it's like the easiest thing in the world. It's like it's reflexive almost, you know. Like you don't think about anything, you don't plan anything, and it's no sweat, and there's not much effort involved. But when it's not that, it's odd. It's either one or the other. When it's not that, then it's this hard kind of taxing.
Is there a little middle ground?
No, there isn't hardly. There's no middle ground.
Is it like a 6-person marriage that is subject to 6 individual
sort of what it's like,
and
yeah,
getting off their feet?
Right, and for reasons that we don't know, sometimes it's just all there, and other times no amount of effort can make it there. You know, what happens? Like if I tell somebody from the audience, well, tonight was really, really hard work, and it just seemed impossible to get anything together, and I always get these reports back from them. Wow, it was great. It was just amazing. And you know what I mean? It's like I'm not able to tell whether or not what happens to us emotionally or physically or anything else has any kind of relevance to the experience, the way everybody else experiences it. You know, I mean, one of the things that's amazing about it is everybody experiences it on their own terms, but from a player point of view, from the point of view of being somebody who's trying to play it, it's like this thing that you can't make happen, but when it's happening, you can't stop it from happening. You know what I mean? It has that. That's what it's like. It's like that's the closest I can come to really explaining it. It doesn't bear much explanation, and I've tried to analyze it coming from every level that I can gather together. You know, I mean, and all the intellectual exercise in the world doesn't do a f***ing thing. I mean, it doesn't help a bit. Isn't able to explain it one way or another to any degree of satisfaction at all. And it's like what the Grateful Dead, like you said before, what the Grateful Dead has is some kind of intuitive thing. I really don't know how it works and quite what it is, but I recognize it phenomenologically. And I know it because it's reported to me hugely by people from the audience, and it's something that we know because we've compared notes amongst ourselves in the band. And you know, it's something, I mean, we discuss it, we talk about it, and all the rest of that stuff. But but all those things are like, in a way, by way of agreeing that we'll continue to keep trying to do this thing, whatever it is, you know, and that our best attitude to it is sort of this stewardship or something like that, in which we're sort of the custodians of this thing, you know.
Yeah, one time I came home from a concert in a very deep subjective state and wrote down, "The Grateful Dead is immortal, but these men who play in the band are not."
Right, that's exactly right. That's the way we feel, because it takes the responsibility out of our hands, which is comfortable.
It strikes me that
it's scary when if you feel like you're responsible for it. You know, there's a lot of energy to be responsible for. You know what I mean? It'd be frightening. I mean, I've had to pay those dues just in the psychedelic world. You know.
Well, you know how much power is ascribed to you. I mean, to the band as a whole, but to you as the focus.
Yeah, I know. See, and luckily I've already been able to disqualify myself from it. You know, so I know it's not me.
Maybe they all still think. I mean, many people.
Well,
I don't know
they
how
make
much
the
you know,
association, but it isn't. But that isn't the case. And it doesn't really matter what they believe. I've already tested it. You know. So people can believe whatever they want. I know from personal subjective testing that is not the case.